Lindsay Lohan rose to utter stardom in 2004 with the massive hit Mean Girls. Fans have been hungry for a reboot ever since. But what does Lindsay think about reprising her role as Cady after so many years? Is she keen to get back on set, or is the thought of it all too much for the troubled star? Let's find out. Mean Girls was directed by Mark Waters and written by comedian Tina Fey, and its success was massive. As the years went by, it remained widely popular. In fact, it was so beloved that it even inspired a 2018 musical. In addition to Lohan, Mean Girls featured other well-known stars such as Rachel McAdams, Amanda Seyfried, and Lacey Chabert. Even though 16 years have passed since the film was released, the characters remain beloved, and its jokes continue to be recited even today.
Get in, loser, we're going shopping.
While this comedy certainly is what Lohan is most known for, it is also where her career seemed to peak. The last 16 years haven't exactly been kind to Lohan, which could explain her reaction to the very idea of wearing pink on Wednesday again. Before we can understand Lohan's reaction, we really need to take a look at everything that's happened since the first movie was released. To say it's been a bumpy road for the star would be an understatement. Despite her massive fame, Lohan's life after Mean Girls was far from easy, and she began to experience a downfall only a few years after the release of the film. She was the target of paparazzi, and rumors about her life would frequently be written in tabloid magazines. She was even accused of having trouble eating enough to remain healthy. But the primary cause of her downfall was her struggle with substance abuse. She was arrested 2 different times in 2007, and law enforcement did find a small amount of an illegal substance in her car. She was not charged for the possession, but was charged for driving recklessly and driving under the influence. It was the struggle for her to get clean, and she did 3 stints in rehab in 2007 alone. She would go on to spend many more days in rehab as the years went by. In fact, it's thought Lindsay spent 250 days in rehab between 2007 and 2012. When she was older, Lohan reflected on her childhood and how she had always been sure to stay far away from any controlled substances. "My friends and I would actually pretend to be intoxicated," she said, "and it was more fun. I never rebelled against my parents. I worked hard, I was responsible, and I didn't go to high school parties." So, what changed? The pressures of Hollywood seemed to get to Lindsay more so than other actresses. In January of 2007, Lohan worked on the movie I Know Who Killed Me. It was a horror movie that follows a kidnapping case. She became so disturbed by working on the film that she had to check herself into a treatment facility in order to deal with the trauma. "I was having really bad nightmares, and the movie was pretty traumatizing, so I stayed in a facility so I could get some sleep and talk about it with someone the next day because it was overwhelming. But I would leave every day and just sleep there at night. I liked that. It was kind of like having my own live-in therapist because I was having crazy nightmares and I was having AA meetings on set and stuff. It really helped." Unfortunately, even with all the work Lohan put into the film, it did very poorly. It earned just 1 star on Rotten Tomatoes and was met with many critical reviews. Many viewers found it to be overly gruesome and too much screaming and not enough substance. The negative response to the movie didn't help Lindsay's personal life at all. She had gone from talk of the town after Mean Girls to a complete laughingstock, and things were just going to get worse. Lohan's troubles with substance abuse led into trouble with the law in 2010. She was ordered to spend 13 days in jail for violating probation and for missing classes she was required to take to get better. She was also required to attend court-ordered rehab. If Lohan had known at the time that one day in the future she would have her chance at participating in a Mean Girls reboot, would she have ever allowed herself to slip up this badly? She later spoke out about her problems, saying, "I was going out too much, and I knew that, and I have more to live for than that." Even though Lohan has gotten clean, it has been hard for her to escape her troubled past. She doesn't want her past issues to define who she is today. She spoke out about everything she's been through, noting that she wishes people would allow her to move on, saying, "I'm a normal, nice person, a good person. I don't have any bad intentions, and my past has to stay in the past. People have to just let go of it and stop bringing it up because it's gone, it's dead, and that's the most important thing to me." While her career likely could have gone many positive directions following Mean Girls, Lohan's past struggles have made it challenging for her professionally. She has been deemed problematic by directors and has had trouble getting substantial roles. She did land a guest star role on Ugly Betty, but was rumored by cast members to be hard to work with. She made an appearance in Labor Pains and later starred in Liz and Dick. Liz and Dick, a 2012 romantic drama, was rated very poorly, which did not help the trajectory of Lohan's career. By this point, Lindsay's struggles had pretty much left her blacklisted in the industry. No one wanted to work with her. Her glory days were far behind her, but could she make it back? Likely in an attempt to live her life out of the spotlight, Lohan began living primarily in Dubai and Mykonos. This has allowed her to stay away from paparazzi and focus on her work. She opened 2 different beach clubs. One of the clubs, which is located in Mykonos, inspired a reality television series entitled Lindsay Lohan's Beach Club. The show, which had only 1 season before getting canceled in 2019, did not do well. This was largely in part due to the fact that Lohan rarely appeared on the show. Viewers wanted to see what Lohan's new life as a recovered person looked like, but they didn't get that. It was more about the cast. Lohan's business partner, Panos Spensos, once tried to help repair her reputation by insisting that she lived a normal, healthy life. He emphasized how close they were and said that they were truly like family. Everybody has this idea that Lindsay goes out all the time. That's not her. Her normal life standard is staying at home. She cooks this recipe called borscht that is delicious. She introduced the series Posse to me, and we watched the whole thing in 2 days. We're like family. It's true she trusts me, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't keep her eyes on me all the time. In an interview with Oprah Winfrey in 2013, Lohan explained that at one point during her fight against substance abuse, she knew she would probably be going to jail. She not only knew this, but welcomed it, because she knew that through becoming incarcerated, she would likely get the help that she needed for a long time. She knew she would have no other option but to get clean if she went to jail. It would also allow her the responsibility to take responsibility for her actions. Having all the chaos around me that I was so comfortable with, I somewhere inside knew I wanted to go to jail, and I think that was subconsciously being put out there just by my actions, or lack thereof. Lohan concluded the interview by telling Winfrey how she hopes to go about her life moving forward, and to the surprise of many, Lindsay actually said she wants to return to Hollywood and get back to work, even though it was the one thing that helped to break her in the first place. I'm ready to get the thing that has made me happiest my whole life back, which is to work really hard, stay focused, and prove myself. I have to regain trust in people in my career that had doubts, and I fully respect that on their behalf. As long as I stay honest in myself and do the work I'm willing to do and have been willing to do and am doing, then nothing can stand in my way. I am my own worst enemy, and I know that. While all this was going down, Mean Girls fans still got thrills every time a reboot was mentioned. But is Lohan really ready to make that big of a comeback? Most importantly, would Tina Fey risk her own reputation by casting Lindsay again as Cady Heron? During a 2020 virtual appearance on Lights Out with David Spade, Lohan opened up about where she sees her career going from here. While she has been dabbling in the business world, her true desire is to get back to being in movies like she used to. She also explained that for a long time she had hoped that there would be a Mean Girls 2 for her to star in. She really wanted to be able to go back and work with the original cast again, but she explained that this wasn't a decision that was hers to make. I should probably get back to doing movies at some point. I think I was hanging on to Mean Girls for a really long time. I wanted to come back with Mean Girls 2, to work with Tina Fey and the whole crew again, and director Mark Waters. That was really what I wanted. I was excited to do that, but that's all in their hands, really, so that would definitely be an exciting thing. Many fans likely remember that there was already a Mean Girls 2. Sort of. The 2011 movie had an entirely different cast, and it was a massive flop. There's still a definite want to see the OG cast get together, though, but many of the cast members have gone on to bigger and better things since. Rachel McAdams found huge success in Hollywood with movies like The Notebook, The Vow, and Sherlock Holmes, while Amanda Seyfried had leading roles in Dear John and the Mamma Mia franchise. Frankly, they don't need a Mean Girls reboot anywhere near as much as Lindsay Lohan does. If they signed up, it would be taking a huge risk and potentially opening themselves up for all sorts of drama. So while Lindsay may be all systems go, it might be a long time before her co-stars think it's a good idea to open up the burn book again. What do you think? Will there ever be a Mean Girls 2 with the original cast involved? Will Lindsay Lohan ever fully recover from her major career stumble? We want to know your thoughts, so be sure to let us know in the comments.